How about now? So yes? I got a thumbs up from Maria. Turn up a little more. Okay. All right, great. Well, let's go ahead and start. You see I've got my mat back here. Go ahead and get into a wide leg child's pose. So widen the legs out. Okay. Shift your hips back over your heels. Stretch your arms out. Put your head right in between the arms. We're going to take a few breaths here. So a deep inhale and a deeper exhale. And as you exhale, kind of press those hips back a little bit deeper. I'm going to take 3 breaths here. One more breath. Very good. And hopefully your hands are extended way out front. The fingers are wide. Just pressing into it. If you've got the wide legs going on, you're going to feel that deep in the inner thighs. Let's fold our toes under. Do a down dog. So take your hips up, upside down V, and you can walk it out. Stretch out one heel, then the other. That feels good. Yesterday after that body glass class, I was pretty sore. Because then I went back and I videoed another one to put on YouTube. So this is going to feel really good. Good. And lower the knees to the mat. Let's lift up our back and do cat pose. So in cat pose, we're exhaling. And then drop your belly, soften the tail, the shoulders, and pop your head and tail and inhale. That's cat pose. Exhale. I'm sorry, I got that wrong. This is cat pose. And this is cow pose. You inhale in cow pose so the belly is dropped, the tail and chin is up. Back to cat. And cow. Inhale. Press our hips back. Like I said, very gentle yoga, good beginner yoga. Good yoga if you're stressed. Let's take our hands, take one hand to the top of the mat, place the other hand on top of it. Slide your head right in between your bicep muscles, shifting my hips off to the opposite corner of the mat. All right, go center with the hands and the hips. And then we're going to shift our hips out to the other corner. Take your hands, one hand on top of the other, and slide your head between the biceps. Really lengthening stretch, feels good. Feel it through the lats. And then I'm going to shift the hip center and the hand center. Let's go back up into tabletop where we were before. And now we're going to shoot one leg back, extend it back. Lift up that leg straight out back from the hip. Flex the foot. And we're going to do spinal balance. So you're going to take the opposite arm. So here my right leg is back. I'm going to extend out my left arm like I'm shaking hands with someone. Right there. Good. Flex through that foot. I can feel it through the calf muscle. I'm going to place them on the ground and do the same thing on the other side. So my left leg is going to come up, flexing through the foot. Opposite arm, so the right arm is up like I'm shaking hands with someone. Keeping the spine neutral. We don't want to go up too high. That can hurt our back. On the ground, and now cat-cow. So lift up, lift your back up. I'm going to double check over here. It looks like, sorry, has entered the waiting room. Admit. So we're going to go back to cat-cow. I'm not sure where I was. Let's go ahead to cow pose. So chin is up, tail is up. You can feel the stretch in your stomach muscles. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale, cow. So exhale. And inhale. So we're just moving the body with the breath. One more time. Exhale, cat pose. Tuck the tail. Just feel it through the backside. And inhale. Cow pose. Shift back again. Wide-legged child's pose. Press those hips back. Drop the head right between the arms. You can rest your forehead on the mat if you like. So far, real simple, but I hope it makes you feel good. I'm going to go up on all fours. And I'm going to do a downward facing dog. So curling my toes under and taking my hips up to the sky. Let's walk it out. So that's one heel up, one heel down. One heel up, one heel down. Feels so good. Plank. Make sure that your hands are right under your shoulders. Lower down by bending the elbows. And let's find a cobra. So that cobra stretches out my belly really good, my back. If your body doesn't quite bend that way, it's no problem. We can just lift up our chest and our hands up off the ground. That's baby cobra. I know most of you guys know this. Hands back on the ground, wide leg child's pose again. Again, very gentle yoga. Toes under, down dog again. Hips to the sky, walking it out again, or just aiming the heels toward the mat with a deep stretch in both calf muscles. Let's lift up one of our legs, three-legged dog. Try not to shift out. Try to aim the hips toward the mat. We're going to bend that knee and bring it in. Bring that knee right in, sit it on the ground. Okay. No props are needed, but if you had a book or a yoga mat, you could put it right here, right under that hip. You can birdcage your hands if you've got short limbs. I've got short limbs. And we're going to pick up the back leg. Now that's setting up for pigeon. But if that bothers you, you can always keep that leg down and you can bend forward. Stack your fists, put your head right on top. And that's a great way to stretch out the hip. So that's one way to do pigeon. The other way, like I started to do earlier, you can reach back, grab the foot, keep your chest lifted up. So that's another way to do pigeon. Let's take another breath and exhale. All right, if you're down low, go ahead and sit up. And me, I'm going to drop that knee, or drop that foot. Take my toes, fold them under, and shoot my leg back out into downward facing dog again. And again, just aiming those heels toward the mat any way you want, whether you're walking it out or just aiming them down. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Lift up your other leg to the sky. Three-legged dog. Try not to rotate it out. Try to keep those hip bones where they're facing the mat. And let's bend the knee and shoot that in. Right there in between the hands. Bird cage the hands if you need to. Bend your back leg and reach and grab if you like and pigeon. Or just hinge forward and stack the head on the hands. Again, you're going to feel a deep stretch in the hips, whichever way you choose to do it. So what do you like better? For me, I can actually do this pose, so I like doing it this way. But you choose what feels good to you. I'm going to let go of that foot, down on the ground. Pull my knee out, back to downward facing dog again. And let's plank like we did earlier. So nice plank, pulling the navel to the spine. Lowering down by bending the elbows. And then pressing up into that cobra or the baby cobra. I'm going to go back to a downward facing dog. So, upside down V again. And now from here, I'm going to go to standing poses. I'm going to walk the hands, or rather, the feet into the hands and be in a forward fold. Now you see, I'm not so flexible, right? So you might need to bend your knees. The goal would be to be able to put those on the ground. But, of course, not all of us can do that. So you can put a book, you can stack up some pillows, something like that to raise the earth to your hands. Forward fold. Feels good. Just hinging over. Let's go ahead and slowly roll up. So slowly roll up. Whew. Rolling the shoulders back. All right, folks, let's go ahead and widen our stance. Take your toes, plug them into the corners of the room. Okay? Let's plie down. So, knees are out, hips are open, legs are open. Raise your arms up. We're going to come up. I know I'm out of the frame a little bit. Sorry about that. And we're going to do moonflower. So you're plieing down, the knees are bending, right? The hip flexors are bent. That's moonflower. Inhale up. Sunflower. So I'm exhaling as I go down, inhaling as I come up. So moonflower, sunflower. So try not to hinge over. And what I mean by that is this would be hinging over, that would be bending over. Don't want to do that. We're just moving those hip flexors. Real gentle, not rushing anything. So if nothing else, what we want to do is focus on breath. One more time. Now we're going to end it right here in sun pose. So we know taking our hands right here, palms face up. And let's rotate one arm halfway in toward the body. Lean over, place it on top of the leg or inside the thigh, and reach overhead and allow the spine to elongate. Feels so good. At least it does for me. Oh, yep. Did you hear my back pop? I did. It popped really loud. But in a good way. In a way that makes me know that it's taking the tension out of my spine, where I hold stress and tightness. Center. Let's give our legs a break. Go ahead and reach up. Inhale. And let's just go ahead and fly it over. So flat back. I'm going to move away from my staircase a little bit. Flat back. You'll see that my arms are flying out. So it's a wide-legged airplane. Let's go to one side, bend the knee. Enjoy that stretch in the inner thigh. Straighten other side. Back and forth. Feels so good. And put your hands on the mat, wide-legged. So hands are on the mat. Again, if you can walk your feet out, if you can't quite touch, that might help you reach the mat. Let's just hang out here, trying to keep a flat back if we can. Now we're going to slowly roll up. Go back to sun pose. Now we go to the other side. Take the other arm, bring it in halfway towards your body, and we're going to put it like the leg is a table, either on top of or inside of, and reach overhead. And feel that nice stretch right down here, down your side. So just let gravity kind of pull you over. Woo. That feels good too. Let's inhale and exhale here. Great. Go back to sun pose. And wide-legged airplane, straightening the legs, flying the arms out. And as before, we're going to come to one side, stretching out that other inner thigh. And if you like, you can just go back and forth, back and forth. Dropping my hands to the ground. Just let your head dangle. You can shake it no. And then nod it yes. And go ahead and roll up. Shoulders roll up, back, and down. Very nice. We're going to come all the way up. Step over here a little bit. What I want you to do, I'm going to kind of squat down so you can see what I'm doing. I'm raising my hands up. I'm going to take my left hand and grab my right wrist. I'm going to do that as standing. So that's what you're seeing right now. I'm going to try to adjust the picture just a little bit. It's kind of hard. My son grabbed hold of his tripod I was using and he took it back. That's a little bit better. So right up there, go to the other side. So you're grabbing the other wrist. How's that going for you guys? I know you can't really talk to me. How about that? Yep, so that's better. Okay, feeling good. Side to side. And take those prayer hands all the way up. We're going to bring them heart center and do a chair pose now. So you're going to bend your knees. You're going to hinge forward a little bit right here. So you're squatted down. What you should be feeling from this position is your calf muscles. If all 4 parts of your feet are down and on the ground, that's what you're going to feel right there in your heels. Now, if you would, pick up the heels. So you're just standing on the balls of your feet. Good. Set them down and wiggle your toes. So just rock it forward and back. Forward and back. Good. Very nice. Go ahead and go all the way up. And then lean over. One arm over the head. All the way up. Other side. So stretching out your side. Very good. And come on back. Let's take our ear, right shoulder. Drop the chin to the chest and go to the other side. Good job. Arms come all the way up again. Now this time, we're going to do prayer above our head. And you're going to lean back a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and get on the ground. I'm trying to videotape this for the YouTube channel with my phone, and the positioning of it, well, it's not positioned the best. So this is crescent pose. I feel it in my stomach muscles. I feel it in my lower back. So you can keep standing, or you can get on the mat like I did. And then the arms come up. Good. I'm going to do that chair pose again. Okay. So I'll stand back up so I can show you chair pose. Bending those knees. Got my hands heart center. And I'm going to rock forward and back and forward and back. Good. Now from chair pose, I want you to take your elbow. Okay, so this is my right elbow. I'm going to turn my body and I'm going to hinge over to take my elbow on the outside of the left leg. And just open it up wide. One arm is plugged into the sky. Hands back together. Center with your chair pose. Go to the other side. Turn. Elbow on the outside of the leg. And remember what I say in class. One knee probably wants to push forward, so you're going to take your hip and you're going to push it back so the knees are side by side and one is not in front of the other. Then open up your arms. Hands back together. Back to chair pose. Whew. All the way up. Let's do a forward fold. Okay, so forward fold. Drop down, reach for the ground. Reach for the ground. Keep doing that. So forward fold. We're going to do the same thing. You're going to lift up one side. Float it down. Lift up the other side. Float it down. So notice what happened to me. I've been doing it a while. Within the time frame of this class, I've gotten more flexible. Just through my body being warm and repeatedly doing the yoga poses. Float down, other side up. Float down. Very nice. Let's bend our knees. Go back into child's pose. Any way you want to do child's pose. So reach out in front. So continue to hold your child's pose while I take care of something that popped up on my computer. Okay, there we go. So still in child's pose. Good. Let's snake our bodies out and try that cobra again. to stretch out the belly and back. Fold my toes under, down dog. And then step my right foot in, right between my hands. And then come up to warrior two. So notice that the knee right above the ankle, it's not shoving forward or back, so it's bent. My arms are stretching out, gazing over my fingertips. Fold the front arm in. Again, place it on top of or inside that thigh, and you're going to reach your arm up to the sky. Gaze upward. Just two simple things. Go back to your warrior two, and then anytime it's called a warrior, we're going to keep that knee bent. Reverse warrior. Reach up, gaze up. So the arm is extended to the sky. Warrior two. Right angle pose again. Folding the arm halfway in, laying it over the leg. You reach up. Now if you want to extend your right angle pose, we're going to keep that arm going so the bicep muscle is right above my ear. That feels good too. That's just like we did before with the sun poses. Wide-legged. Feels good. Up. Warrior two. Reverse. We're running out of time. We're going to go warrior two. And then I'm going to float the arms down, straighten the front leg, pivot that foot forward, and I'm going to go to the other leg with it. So, set your warrior two up on the other side, bend that left knee, but not too far. Want to be able to look down and see our toes, big toe. Stretch out the arms. Nice, warrior two. Inhale and exhale. Let's take that front arm, halfway in, on top of the leg or inside the leg, and reach up, gaze upward. So we'll just start with right angle pose right now. All right, back warrior two. And reverse. Gaze up. We always want to gaze upward. But you don't want to crane your neck. Warrior two. Right angle pose again. Reach up. This time, if you want to go from right angle pose to extended right angle pose, just reach that arm right over the ear. Not going front, not going back, just right over the head. And again, extended. Goes to right angle, goes to warrior two, and then reverse. Just lay that back arm on the back leg. And warrior two. Gonna take my front knee, straighten it, pivot my toes forward, and heel toe it in. Good. And you can kind of march in place a little bit. Stretching out your hips. Let's go up and swan dive back down in a forward fold again. Right arm up or left arm, depending on what side you're on. Doesn't matter, because you know then we're going to float it down. Do the same thing on the other side. Float down. Come on up. Inhale up. I've got my arms over my head. Right here. And mountain pose. Very good. You all know in a class, usually after we get to a certain point, we would go swan dive again, right? Go back on our knees and lay down on the mat to do the last 5 minutes, which are final relaxation. So you can do that on your own, final relaxation on your own. It's just laying on a mat and focusing on your breath work. So that's all you need to do. I'm going to stop the recording over here.